Hey, what's up? This is Tim. This is one of our unedited videos, so you can pause, do whatever you need. But unedited just kind of means I'm not going to be editing this, cropping it out, making it sound good. But let's do it. Today we're going to be covering the AdSense ads and just how you can modify these and how maybe you can restructure them the way you want, positioning wise, and how I set these up so they're automatic. Some of you guys are using plugins. I'm going to repeat this multiple times, but I wouldn't use a plugin for anything that is making me money. Like if it's just placing an ad code, not only is the plugin just extra coding that you're not going to need, I know it seems it makes it easy, but who designs free ad codes? Like, free things to make it easy to adjust your ad code. Like hackers do that shit, man. I'd put something out there that might switch that. So I wouldn't trust anybody. I like to place my ad code manually and not use any existing plugins. So I recommend you delete any AdSense plugins you have and then start from here. On most of your themes, you're going to go to Appearance, then Editor, and you're going to adjust the theme template files. Now, I'm currently using Rehub for galleries today. You can see the layout, and I want to talk about some of these things. I want to talk about the title, and then the ad code, some of the content, another ad code. These are my mass share buttons, and then my page navigation. And I want to be able to find those in my template files. Like I said, not all themes, but a majority of the themes, you're going to be able to find that in the single post. So you go to Appearance, then Editor, and then on the right hand side you look for single post or single.php. And for the most part, a lot of times it's in there. This is what my single post pages look like. This is a single post page. It's a post page and it's just a single. So if we're looking at that, this coding here describes exactly what we see here every time we see one of these pages. So if I click 2, this is also a single post page. It's constructed the same thing. So let's see how that's constructed. Well, obviously it starts with a header. So that's everything up here, depending on how they want to define the header. If I wanted to adjust some of the things in the header, I would actually find header on the right hand side here, yeah, here, header. And I could adjust everything in this section. But today we're talking about the single post section. So we start here. We don't need this. We're just looking. It says some crazy stuff. A lot of this stuff is good coding that is saying, hey, if we have this, show this. Otherwise, do that. And you don't have to know this. You just have to look for keywords. So this one is down a little bit further, and all of a sudden I see my existing ad code. So that's a good place. I mean, I know the ad code's in there already. So if I were to swap just this portion out, that would be my ad code for the top. I see it's got a BR, which is just a line break, and then the content, which is consistent of all of this down to here. Then I've got another ad code, which is what you've seen on the front. Then remember, we've got the mass share buttons, and then I've got the page links. So if I wanted to edit, the format of how this is, or maybe you didn't have ad codes in here, yours just had, and I'll tell you, here's a way to find. What I like to do is take this, Control F on a PC, which brings up the find box down here, and I search for the content, because if I can find the content, I can always put something above and below it. And so that's kind of how I find, if you didn't have these ad codes in here, you just search for the content. Usually when you find that, I post something above it and below it. So let's test something again. This is a test. This should be above the content, but between the ad. That's just typing stuff out. I'm going to refresh my page here. And as I can see, my text is here. So I know exactly where I'm at. Now I always like to type in this is a test and then come back and remove it just so I know where I'm at on the page. Like if I were to go down here and type this is a test. Now before we start any changes, highlight all of this, copy it, open it up on a notepad, and paste it in there. That way if you mess anything up, you can go in here, or you can go in through FTP and adjust your single.php file. And you can put it back to regular, because sometimes people throw something in there and it may or may not mess it up. Always going back, checking. Alright, so the bottom, I don't see this as a test, There's no on the bottom. So I know that this is inside something that it shouldn't be. So I would just take that out and try again somewhere else. And let me explain. So we said there's a bunch of ifs. So yeah, this is inside like just randomness. But if we were to come back up here, put it below, I said the mass share buttons are here, and this is a test. Now I should have, I have the top one still too. And kind of define and get an idea where I'm at on editing my page just by putting in that this is a test. So I've got one at the bottom now, I've got one at the top, and I'm able to see those locations. Obviously, I'll fill this with whatever I want, whether it's an image, whether or not, whatever coding you may know or may not know. But for now, we're just modifying ad code. So once you find the location and you know exactly where you need to be, then you can just paste your ad code in there. Now, if you want to replace ad codes, you just come back over the same ad code that you already added. And sometimes I like to add a nice space so you can really see these where they end. And you're all set. Now, if your ad code is too close together, meaning you don't have a BR in there, what happens? Let me see. We're looking at the top ad code here. Remember, I've moved the test, so we're not gonna be seeing those anymore. And here it is. So I really don't see a space. I mean, that's actually decent. So I didn't need the BR, but let's say it's too close. So I'll put two BRs, and it's BR with the forward slash after them. Come back. Refresh my page, and now I've got the extra spaces that I need there. So if you need some extra spaces on the top or the bottom, I mean, just remember you can paste in this BR code. Now while we're here, maybe you wanted to try a different ad format. I like to use the responsive text only, so it has these arrows. But you know what, each is his own. If you want to use the image, maybe you feel like that is a better fix for you, then do that as well. So from here, maybe we don't need mass share buttons. That was just my code using the plugin mass share. Maybe we want to do something like this, center, which is just centering it. Follow us today, center, and then if we were to save that, obviously that's going to be a little centered. You can throw in any HTML coding right below my mass share buttons. So we're looking at follow us today. Now you want to turn that into a link. You start doing a little bit of coding. Matter of fact, let me show you real quick how to code the cheating way. So this would be, follow us today would take you to Google. Obviously you want your Twitter account or something in there. But let me show you how to code the easy way while we're in here. So say you want to throw images in here, you want to do all this fancy stuff. So first you want to save this page. Remember I said save as Notepad, so I'll select everything in here, I'll copy it, I'll throw it in Notepad just in case I mess something up. Now a cool way to code, I know this is kind of off topic, but if we're in here, add a new post. We're not going to be saving this, but make sure you're in the text editor portion, or no, I'm sorry, in the visual editor portion, and design it here. So here is my text. I want to make this a link maybe. I want to make it go to google.com. I also want to make this bold and red. And then below it, maybe I want to throw in an image. And I'm just kind of jazzing over stuff. I mean, I know it doesn't really matter. Let's use a smaller image. Alright, so here we have a little logo and the text. To get, like, so I've designed this up. Maybe I don't even want this. Maybe I just want the, bam, the logo. So all I did here was design whatever I want in here, and go over to text, steal the code, right? Easy coding method there. This is the coding. I copy that. I go back over to Appearance Editor. I'd go into my single post, and I'd take this. I mean, I don't want to post this. I don't even want to save it. I might even have to delete it if it posted a draft. But now I've got the coding that I need, and for now I just want to show you what it looks like. I'm not going to save that, don't worry. So this is what I have. Just an ugly coding that really is just displaying the logo, making it clickable, and that was it. My other coding that I deleted would have been here. Just pasting in the links really easy. So